Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is on goddess power. We'll be talking about what really makes a goddess, what really is the goddess's power, and how you can get there. But before we get started, as always, I want to say hello, my gorgeous sisters. How are you? Um, I hope you are breathing and feeling. It's been intense with the full moon and Aquarius that we just passed on the 19th of August, and we are now in eclipse season. And so let yourself go, let yourself flow, let yourself be led, let yourself be guided, as eclipse season is always meant to push us into the next, right? Eclipse season is always meant to get us into the next level, onto the next timeline, into the next layer. So trust yourself, trust your feeling, trust your insides, trust your instincts, trust your gut, trust your intuition, and really let yourself be led by your light, by your soul, by your higher self, so that you can really make the best out of this eclipse season, which I think is going to be spectacular. I mean, just the way I'm resonating and feeling into this upcoming eclipse season, these next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, it's really bright. It's very bright and it's very light and it's bringing in so much positive forward motion and it's bringing in so much support. So don't get caught up in the details. Don't get caught up in the hows and whens. Just stay in your connection. Just stay in yourself and keep listening, keep feeling, listening, and you will know when it's time for you to know. Good. So from here, let's go ahead and let's dive in. Goddess power. What is goddess power? Let's talk about goddess herself. What makes a goddess a goddess? So the goddesses that we know, that we may be able to refer to, that we may be able to channel, that we may be able to embody. So these goddesses all had physical incarnations, or most of them have had physical incarnations, which means they had physical forms, they had bodies. Some had very human-like bodies, but others had, really, really, really big bodies, almost like, the Avatar from Avatar, right? It was just much bigger and much stronger. But whatever the incarnation, the truth of the goddess, and this is what makes her a goddess, is that she knows who she really is. She knows she's just in this human form for a little while. She knows that she's just playing this human character. She knows and is in alignment in herself as spirit, as source, as soul, as light, whatever it is that you feel comfortable naming it. She is in touch. She is her true self. She is her infinite possibility self, right? So that's what makes a goddess. And that's also what has a goddess be so powerful, right? That's what gives a goddess her powers, because all goddesses hold certain powers. But they do hold these powers because of their presence, of who they really are, right? They are the infinite possibility being on the inside. And they understand that this is just a platform. This is just the realm of earth school. This is just the realm of energy, and goddesses generally come to earth when it's time for huge transformation, as it is now, right? We are in a time of great transformation, and goddess is present again here with us now through this time. And so goddess is always to help the transformation, to help heal, to help achieve balance, right? To help achieve healing. The goddess wants to fortify the good. The goddess wants to fortify the growth, the light. And so goddess has always come to earth to help humanity. And so now is the time of this ascension that we are really reconnecting with the goddess. And we are in the age of Aquarius, which of course is also the time of the goddess, right? Feminine energy all the way. Feminine energy is the ascension energy. And so the goddess, being infinite possibility, knowing who she really is and drawing from her other dimensional parts, drawing the powers from within her essence, drawing her powers from within her light, right? That's her powers. The goddess draws these powers from her true self. And now that we're ascending, we all are being given this opportunity. We're all being given this chance, this, yeah, step through it. Go ahead, go connect with yourself. Stay there, stay inside of yourself, and really make that the new norm, which this is the way for you to get into your goddess. It's not external. It's not tricks that you can learn from a witch that, will all of a sudden give you all these powers. I look at people on YouTube and such, and I'm like, wow, they're talking about spells and how to make spells, and they're sharing all of this information. And I'm like, whoa, okay, be careful. Be careful what you're doing. You don't want to create any karma. This is the planet of free choice. And it's not for the individual to affect another person's choices. So we should really only focus onto ourselves and really try to affect and influence our own selves, our own deepening, because anything that is of spells and witchcraft, which is also finding a great surging out there, right? Because it's feminine energy. Well, the source of it is feminine energy, but the way it's being used is very masculine, because a lot of people out there are just wanting things what they want their way. So it's all ego driven. So be careful with that. But anyways, I digress. Back to you, because remember that in essence, you are goddess. You're no different from any goddess. You are also infinite possibility being incarnate. You are also infinite light, taking a human form to be here and to play in this school format on this earth plane. You're no different from a goddess. All of us women are goddesses. Some of us are in it and aware of it, and others are not. Some are somewhere in between. But we are all now moving back into our goddess powers, and we are all now moving back into our goddess grace, because it is through the feminine energy and it is the goddess that will help heal humanity and shift and ascend this plane. So it's a very, very, very powerful time. Hence, understand that your powers also lie within. Your powers are already who you really are. It's already who you are. But this shift has to happen where you now make it important to be on the inside, spend more time on the inside, spend more time in the breath, following the breath, resonating within yourself, allowing yourself to reflect, allowing yourself to breathe and open, allowing yourself to resonate, allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to listen, allowing yourself to sense, allowing yourself to know. And to make this inner presence of yourself your regular routine. Because Goddess is never disconnected from her true self, ever, right? Goddess is playing this earthly experience. She's enjoying the human form. She's enjoying everything that the human experience has to offer, right? Goddess loves playing human, loves having a body. But she's never, ever caught up in her ego or gets lost in the external. Goddess never gets lost in her thinking, rumoring, worrying, doubting, fearing. That'll never happen. That'll never happen because she's goddess status. And so there's a big difference between all of us already being goddesses, but then doing the work to actually achieve goddess status while in human form. And that's the key. That's ascension, right? So think of it in this way. Yes, you already are goddess on the inside because that's you, your source, spirit, light, divine essence, self. You already are that. But you're not yet fully embodied, right? We're not yet fully embodied. We are now here to embody. We are now here to become more and more fully our true selves again while in human form. And that's ascension, right? That's when we're shifting in our consciousness. That's when we are opening mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically to our true selves, to our light, right? This is when we are opening so that we can bring in more and more and more of our light. And what is our light? Our light is our essence. Our light is our true self. Our light is the consciousness of our divinity. Yes? So when I talk about light, that's your goddess. When I talk about light, that's your divinity. When I talk about light, that's your powers. When I talk about light, that's your fountain of youth. When I talk about light, that's your authentic empowerment and grace and knowing who you are. And the more that you are opening to yourself, to your true self, the more you will access your powers. And so I had a session today that was wonderful with one of my, old clients, and she's so on the path and she's so committed to herself. And it wasn't easy, hasn't been easy, because she was forced by her body into this surrender, into not being able to continue with the job that she used to do, and really having to move through this process of deepening back into her feminine energy, deepening back into her feeling away from the thoughts, away from the masculine, away from that external fixation and focus. And so she asked me a question today, and she was like, well, what's there? What's in there? How do I get there? I don't understand. Like, how do I get into myself? How am I in myself? And how do I know when I'm in there? What's in there? What's in there? I know it's very hard for the ego to understand it. I know it's very hard for the thinking mind, the masculine conditioning to understand that. First of all, because it's unknown and it's new, so the ego will just reject it, hands down, right? But it's also because we're not used to it. And anything new takes time and practice, right? We're wanting to learn a new language. We have to practice the new language. We have to speak it. We have to study it. We have to travel to the country where that language is spoken so we can actually get into that flow with it. So it becomes more natural and normal to us. And it's no different with the inner. What's in here? What's in here? Well, we have to play with it. We have to be curious. We have to be playful. We have to take on that feminine energy, discovery, thirst for curiosity, playfulness. We have to take on these feminine energy traits. We have to also think of it as moving into the feminine energy, right? Because it is only from within our feminine energy that we are in here. And it's only from within our feminine energy that not only are we now in here, but this is also now the portal through which our light can come in. Remember that when we're in our masculine energy, we're all externally focused, no light comes in. Very little. But when we are very consciously and intentionally in our feminine energy, we are in the natural receptivity and portal for our soul, for our light. And now, from within this portal of our feminine energy, we are beginning to find peace. We are beginning to hear and listen and receiving guidance, receiving answers, receiving communication. And so what I said to her today is, it's a great question. And it's an abstract concept. So I cannot give you a masculine energy formula to get there. We're talking about the unseen. We're talking about the abstract. And what does it take to go inward? Well, the first step is always the breath, right? To take time to just breathe and just sit with the breath. But this is not a trance-like state. This is not going unconscious. This is not even meditative. Think of it as you're very actively in your breath. And all of your attention, all of your focus is on the inside. And then I like to suggest breathe up and down your spine. And then go ahead and deepen your breath more and expand your breath more. And then you're opening up your energy on the inside. And keep your attention here. Keep your third eye focus on the inside. Stay in this breath. And remember how I always say, build the breath into the doings. Keep your eyes open. Same thing. If it's easier for you in the beginning to keep your eyes closed, you can do that. But eventually, it's very important that you start bringing it into the day and practice keeping your eyes open and staying in this inner awareness of yourself, in this inner presence with yourself. And you might not get communication right away. You might not have a peaceful experience right away. As a matter of fact, your body is probably going to be like, what are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? This is strange. You're weird. Oh, what are you doing? Let's go do something. Or your ego is going to be like, okay, what are you doing? You're wasting time. You could be doing so many other things. This is not taking you anywhere. Hello. And so you're just going to have to be like, shush, 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 shush. Back to the breath. Back to the breath. It's like learning a new language. You have to repeat the vocabulary that you're learning over and over and over again. And then you have to learn which words go together. And then you'll begin to slowly but surely learn to form small sentences. And then you can only speak certain things, and you're going to notice more and more of words. You're going to understand more and more and more of the language, but it's going to take time to form longer sentences. It's going to take time to then not only understand what the native is saying, but for you to then be able to respond in that new language and connect the words and connect the sentences and really come into a communication. It takes time. It takes time and practice, and it's no different. No different with you coming into your goddess powers. And so the journey inward, of course, also will be distracted and disturbed by your ego, by your thinking, by your body ringing the alarm bell going, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's making me nervous. I'm feeling anxiety. And so that's okay. That's okay. Breathe through that. You have to expect it. You have to anticipate the resistance. You have to anticipate the mental resistance, the emotional resistance, the physical resistance, and the energetic resistance. You just have to anticipate it. And maybe it'll go great for a few days or weeks, and then all of a sudden you're flooded with resistance. Or maybe you're hit by big resistance right away. It shifts and changes, like the way that some days you're able to speak the new language really well, and then other days you're just not just chewing on your tongue. So stay flexible, stay within your feminine energy, right? In and around this. And again, the breath leads the way. Staying in your third eye awareness on the inside, staying in your inner breath awareness, staying in your inner connection, and then go ahead and keep expanding the breath and keep expanding the time that you spend in this inner awareness, in this inner connection. And then slowly but surely, you can ask questions into yourself. You can ask to your body, hey, body, I want to connect with you. I want to form a deeper relationship with you. How are you feeling? And then see, sense, feel, hear, know the answer. And then you can go on by saying, what would you like? What can I do for you? Is there anything that you need? Stay in the breath. Stay in that opening breath. And wait to see, sense, feel, hear, know the answer. And then the more that you're spending time here, the easier it will be for you to receive answers. The more that you're spending time here, and I'm only showing here right now because the screen is cutting off, but really we want to go all the way down. We want to go all the way down to the solar plexus, to the belly, right? We want to go all the way down into the belly, breath, opening the solar plexus, opening the second chakra. We want to be down in here in the torso, right? So yes, of course, the heart will naturally open by being in our feminine energy, but the gut, the intuition, the feeling center is the belly. It's the second chakra, the third chakra area. And that's really what we want to focus on. Bring your awareness down into the belly. Bring your breath down into the belly. Bring your third eye awareness down into the belly. And talk to your body down in there, right? And also talk to your soul down in there. Asking your soul to speak to you. Asking your soul to work with you. Call in your light. Ask your light to work with you. And so down here is going to be intuition, gut, knowing, seeing, sensing, feeling, knowing, right? It's going to be down in here. This is going to be soul communication and body communication. And then when we want to connect with our higher self, or we want to, speak to our light more, that's generally more up in here. It's not better or worse, but it's never thinking. It's never thinking. So even if you're receiving downloads or you're getting guidance from your light and you're hearing it, it may sound like a voice, but it's not a thought. And so as you can see, it's very abstract. There is no black and white description for this. That's why it's called the ascension journey, because you and only you can discover yourself on the inside in here. Only you can make the time to be curious and be an adventurer, to want to get in there and to want to discover your true self and to reopen yourself to your true self and to realign and remerge fully with your true self. And so, as you can see, it'll take time. And that's okay. Be patient. Patience is one of the qualities of the feminine energy. And expect the resistance, expect the thoughts, expect for there to be some kind of whoa, 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 what are we doing? And then be loving, be compassionate with these parts of you and say, hey, it's okay. We're just learning a new language. We're just learning a different side of me. I am reconnecting to my true self. I am reconnecting to my light. I am reconnecting to my essence. And so just know and keep reminding yourself of that. You already are the goddess. You already are divinity. You already are infinite possibilities incarnate. That's already who you are. Always have been, always will be. But to embody yourself more and more fully while in human form, that is the ascension. That is the growth. That is the ultimate goal of this time on earth now. And if you are used to, and this was another topic that, me and this client were addressing today, because she was very used to, listening to Eckhart Tolle and other spiritual teachers and learning about things in terms of how to create inner peace or doing breath work, right? So she was very much using these hooks to help her out of her masculine, out of her external focus into herself. And so I strongly encourage you to really take the time to not take in anything externally any longer. You can, but also make time to not let anything externally guide you. Because God is never, ever, ever is guided by anything externally. God is always only guides herself, right? That's what makes her so powerful, because she knows. And so make the time every day now to just stay in here. And if you're asking questions and the answers don't come, that's okay. Just try again later. Try again tomorrow. Every day now, make this time. It's not a meditation. It's a very active fortifying of your inner relationship. It's a very active communication. It's a very active connection to your true self. And so it takes a moment not only to get used to it, but also to then open all of that communication, and you will know who you're speaking to. And if you're hearing something or feeling something you are not sure, ask, who am I speaking with? Where is this voice coming from? And so make sure it's not coming in from the left hemisphere, right? Make sure it's not coming in form of a voice. And also make sure that it feels light. Make sure it feels right. Make sure it feels good, right? If you're hearing anything that's questionable, ask it, command it to leave. If you are not of the highest and purest and clearest light, leave. I command you to leave. Right? So that could be ego, but it could also be, spooky tricksters playing around. So I know that this is a very abstract concept, but it goes beneath playing with the chakra colors. It goes beneath using hooks to get us away from the external. It goes beneath anything we have ever thought or believed. Oh, sorry. And so it's a big practice, but it's an important practice. And not only is it an important practice, but it's a life-changing practice that will take you into the greatest sense of authentic empowerment, into the greatest sense of peace and wisdom, into the greatest sense of joy and clarity, into the greatest sense of knowing that when you stay in yourself, just follow that feeling, follow that knowing. You'll just know. The more you trust it, the more you follow it, the stronger it'll grow and become, and the more it will be the guiding voice that is you, that will never, ever, ever steer you wrong. You will never steer yourself wrong. And so the more that you spend time in yourself, the more you open to your goddess, the more you open to your goddess, the more you as the light will embody. And you will grow and you will notice your growth, and you will see internally which energy is not matching your light anymore, which reaction is not matching your light anymore, which belief is not supporting your light anymore, which tendency is not good for your light anymore. So little by little, layer by layer, you will create more and more clarity. And the more that you stay on the inside and connected to your inside, the more it'll all make sense. And you yourself, your own soul, will show you when you're inside what's next. This is a very exciting time, and I am thrilled for your goddess embodiment. Thank you so much for your light on this plane. Thank you for your time and your energy here on this platform. And please do subscribe and like and share so we can all grow together. And from here, I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours. Hugs and kisses all around. Ciao for now.